In year 2024, there was a total amount of 51,500 scam cases, causing people to lose about 1.1 billion. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is
ROD.
Realtors of Duty, where we talk about everything under the sun except
Real estate.
So today we're going to talk about a topic that is going to be, it's a quite a hot topic in Singapore.
Okay.
It's actually scams.
Wow.
Yes, because I just saw a news, right, whereby Singapore travelers they goes to Malaysia, right, they lost 24k to scam techs who are impersonating LTA.
Wow. Oh, that's so easy to earn it.
Yeah.
24,000.
You just need to impersonate some government official, right? Wow, I tell you, I think people scared and they will just like do whatever that you ask
People do
them.
their checks, man. They just gonna... Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. Maybe some people they just quitting, you know, they like, oh, okay, I need to do something about
But I think scam is a very big topic that I would like to touch on. Okay,
Mm.
so apparently, right, based on CNA, okay, I got this statistics here that in year 2024, okay, there was total amount of 51,500 scam cases, causing people to lose about 1.1 billion.
in 2024.
Yes, 2024. Then in 2025, okay, for the first half, there was already about 19,665 cases.
Wow.
Okay, that was a 26% drop lah. Okay, from 2024 first half. I mean, there's a slight
Still a
improvement
lot
lah.
though.
Yes, correct. So, you know, why people gonna scam?
I don't know, but actually there's a lot of different types of scams in Singapore. What are the common ones that you usually know of?
Phone scam, I think that's quite common. Okay, because I have a story to share. Okay. Other than that, okay, that one is for later. So other than that, I think love scam. Love scam is quite common, right? You know, because nowadays people, you know, lonely.
I'm so lonely.
Okay, yeah. So we have love scam here. What other scams do we have?
We have crypto scams.
Okay.
Because crypto has been kind of popular in the last few years,
Correct,
right?
Right.
But I think the 2025 new scam is insurance scam.
I heard of it,
Okay.
but I'm not very sure. But I do receive emails, okay, on certain insurance from this company that I have not purchased before. So I just ignore it. Yeah, because I don't remember purchasing any insurance from this company. So I'm not sure why they sent me that email. So I just ignore lah. Because you know, sometimes since younger days they already say, right, you know, those emails that looks fishy, you just don't click onto it. So you know, I have not purchased any insurance from there. So I just ignore it.
So what was the content of the email?
I didn't really read it. So I just know that it's from this company.
Then I never buy before.
Alright, so it's not relevant to me, so I just ignore it. So what is this insurance scam, Rachel?
Okay, so I never kena before.
Okay.
But my friend did receive a call from this insurance agency lah.
Okay.
So basically saying that, oh, you have an existing policy with us that is going to expire in, for example let's say March 2026. Okay, and then if you want to continue, we will continue. If you don't want to continue, because this amount is, for example, a few $100s,
okay,
then you can, you know, go through these steps to cancel the policy.
Okay.
So obviously, many people who have never bought this policy before, they'll be like, huh, what is this policy? I've never bought this before. I want to cancel this. I don't want to get charged by it. You know, so that's how people in the end fall into the trap.
Oh, speaking of this, right? I suddenly recall, I think early last year, I suddenly recall this because it sounds very familiar. I did receive a phone call from this XXX company, okay, that deals with this insurance, and said that I have a premium that is due. So I was curious, right? Because I never purchased any policy from your company before. Why is it that I have a premium that is due? So after that, we had a conversation. Then they asked me for my details and everything. So I did not suspect anything lah. So I said, I gave them my name. Then they asked me for my IC number. Then I was a bit dubious. I was like, you should have my IC number. Why are you asking me for my IC number for? So they want to verify. I say, no, I think you should have my IC number so I shouldn't be giving you my IC number. Phone number, you already call me already, right? So it's tagged to it. So why are you asking me for my IC number?
If you know my phone number, you know my name, you should have
if
my
you want to verify with me, then you have to find other ways to verify with me, because I'm not going to give you my IC number. So then that person keep telling me, oh, okay, never mind, skip that part. Fast forward, asking me for more details to cancel the premium or this policy that I'm supposed to have.
Okay.
So I say, okay, if that's the case, can I go down to your company to do it? They say, oh no, you can actually do it on the phone and stuff like this. I say, no, I mean, if it's really that case, that I want to go down and make sure that I cancel this policy, because I don't want to have any tail end or anything like this that, I might need to go back to them again. I'm very scared of troublesome lah. So I rather go down. And once more, I know they have a company just somewhere near where I need to go within the next few days.
I see.
Then they say, oh no, it's okay. You can just do a phone. If not, I can drop you an email also. I say, okay, then you just drop me an email. Then you just hang up. But we did not follow up from there because there was no charges to my credit card or whatsoever. So I just ignore.
So they also never bothered to follow up lah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, correct.
So for my friend's case, right? Okay, so he was quite smart. He knew that it was a scam. So he actually recorded the entire conversation, which I think lasted an hour.
Wow.
So he actually sent me different clips and asked me to stitch it up to him. So okay, if you guys want, I will put a link down below.
Yes, I think we should. So at least people are aware what is going on.
Correct. So what happened was this entire scam was so out of hand that it kind of, they kept asking him to call this number and so forth, right? That it linked to a police. And then the police, right, over the phone call, right, basically say that, you have to go down to do, I can't really remember the context, but keep saying that you have to do this, if not, right, we will get someone to come and catch you. Yeah, I was like, huh?
Okay,
but over a policy.
But I mean, some people who are afraid of this kind of thing, they really go for it, because once you touch anything that has got to do with police,
anything government related.
Yeah, correct. I think they have a fear in there.
They don't want to be associated as like this is a crime,
Correct.
Like, I didn't do this, or I did this. Then like, of course, anything that is a crime, right? They will want to like try and get out of it ASAP, So I think which is why a lot of people are doing government impersonation scams, which a lot of people are falling into.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Alright, so in fact, right, according to a CNA website, right, 27.7% of the scams in 2025 are actually government official impersonation scams.
Wow,
it's
that's
more
a lot.
Than 1/4.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is almost the highest amount of scams out of all the different kind of scams. Which is quite scary lah, because in Singapore, I think a lot of people, we are very scared of getting into trouble.
Correct.
So if
because
such
we
a
are very law by law country,
so if such a scam is getting to us, right, imagine how many more people might be affected moving forward.
Yeah. So please do check these people out first. Yeah. I think there was a period of time they keep saying that, you want to check whether this impersonation is he legit. You have to check the past. But then, so I think these scammers also quite smart lah. Once they get the sound of it, then they start doing out the past also.
Yes. Even property actually also has. So there was this, I think I've heard of this case whereby someone impersonate an
agent.
Yes. Yeah. And then went around doing rentals.
Correct. The CA number is real. Okay. The CA number and name is real. It's just the photo is different. Yeah. And they managed to scam a lot of people out of it. I was quite shocked also because it's like, I don't know. I mean, our CA website has the photo. I'm not sure why they never see. Maybe he looks alike. I don't know. But I'm quite shocked by it also. Okay, so other than the government official impersonation scam, I think we have a lot of investment scams as well.
Correct. Especially like crypto, I think. Yeah, because crypto, there's all the different kind of websites, right? Then people will say that, USDT. Actually, I always gather this kind of scam.
Is it?
From those Chinese. There will be a lot of Chinese that message me and then say that, you should invest in USDT. It's a guaranteed 5% returns whatsoever. Then I invest in this app. You see, then they will start showing me all the different screenshots of their investment returns.
Oh yes. Especially on the T. Is it the T chat? Especially on the T chat. Because I was being randomly added into one of the group, and then this group has all the investment, how much they earn a month or within a day, how much they earn. So actually, it's very enticing, because you see, one person can earn few 100,000. Okay, maybe not about 50k, you know, of even 5k, that kind. It's very enticing. One day you just go and then you join and then you earn 5k.
Correct.
Greed I would say.
Yes.
It fits our greed.
Anyone that loves money will also be tempted to try it out. Someone, there's so many different kind of investment, and crypto has always been so hot in the past few years. People want to join the hype.
So what happened was, I had one friend, right? He also was included into one of the T-chat group. Okay, so what happened was they keep asking him to, hey, you like this or you comment on this website, right? You get a certain amount of payout. So for the first few times he did it, right, within a day, he actually get a maximum payout of 几十块 lah, okay, to about 100 or so. So this continued for about 2-3 days. After they say, okay, so you want to go up to the next level where you can earn more, you need to transfer this membership fee. Okay, so say he earned about, for 3 days, right, he earned about 300. After that, he said, okay, you join this membership fee, it's I think $1,000 over. Okay, so then there will be members within that chat group, right, that say, hey, yeah, I already earned how much. So they actually had the screenshot of how much they earned. So it entices them, and then they transfer money over. So once they transfer money over, right, haven't transferred a full amount, transfer we were talking about it. Then I say, why you transfer for what? I mean, as long as he asked me, should you do that? I said, no. If I say I have to transfer money out, I'm not going to do it. I don't mind money coming in, but if money will go out, I'm not going to do it because these are how scammers work. They want, you know, they will feed you a bit of tidbits first, snacks first, appetizers first, then after that they want you to vomit more out. Correct. You know, to entice you, you know, give you a bigger figure to entice you, then you will actually throw in more money. So imagine they give you 300, they want you to put in 1,500. From there they earn 1,200 already leh.
And that's how they continue to scam other people.
So what happened was, from my understanding, there are 3 levels. So they pay the 1,200, you pay the 1,200, they continue to give it to you first. Maybe from 300 they increase to about 500 for another 3-4 days. Then after that, you need to pay about 3,000 plus for the next level. 3,000 plus or 6,000 plus. Then they go missing. That's when you cannot contact them, and then the group will suddenly be deleted.
Actually, I just realized that all these scammers are CP
But that's how they. Imagine that you just add a few people in. You don't need to hook a lot of people, you hook one only. By doing all this, you bought in earn a few $1,000s.
Really? I mean, imagine how people they need to try and scam, right? If they really.
But the thing is, do you know that? Because I saw this documentary, right?
Okay.
Apparently, they have like, they have a quota one, you know, and they have 10 over to 100 over accounts a day.
To try and scam
Yes, correct. To scam someone. So even if today you don't reply them, they'll just drop you off and then just move on, because apparently there are a lot of accounts from them to do it.
I mean, imagine how many phone numbers are there in Singapore.
Yeah, and I mean, imagine there are so many people. We have about 5 million people in Singapore. You just drop one off, you still have another don't know how many million there. You get what I mean? So it's so easy.
Correct.
Yeah, so another scam that I think is also very common, it's love scam.
You know what, I really had a friend that told me that an incident happened before. So, what happened was, okay, I won't delve too much into the details lah. So what happened was this lady, she was in contact with a scammer.
Okay.
For I think it is a good half a year. They at the start really just talk about random daily life.
Wow.
The scammer never asked for money, never asked for anything that's very personal. It's almost like online friend. You know, until like few months later, that's when the scammer start to ask a bit of money. But because the lady was already like
invested
in this relationship, right? Really give the money. So right, according to my friend, this lady has already gave more than 300k.
Oh my god!
And you know what's the funniest thing? She doesn't believe this is a scammer.
Has she seen the guy before? No, I doubt so, right?
Oh.
Speaking of this, right? You know, these people, right? They spend a lot of time halaying with you, talking to you, showing you the care and concern. That's why you drop into it. It just reminds me of one message that I received earlier, like last week.
Okay.
Someone who under the pretense of wanting to buy a property.
Okay.
Then gave me a budget and whatsoever, location and everything. So I was messaging him. I cannot take it when when we're talking about business and I don't know you because usually when this happens, I'll ask, so where you get my number from? Stuff like this. Then after that, once we talk about property, suddenly the person start highlighting with me.
Actually, I think I have similar cases with you.
Yeah, and then once this person highlight with me, I'll ignore it.
Okay,
because it's very weird. I mean, if you are really legit out there to buy a property,
you will only talk about property.
Yeah, you won't suddenly come to, unless I know you personally, right, on a personal level, and then we know each other for quite a while, and then maybe you ask me, hey, how is your things going on, on a personal level, I really know you. If not, you won't for no reason start messaging, so what do you have for dinner?
Correct.
How is your day?
Correct.
Good morning.
I reached a point where I told my other teammate, right, I think, right, I'm an expert of all these scams really.
Yeah.
Because the very first few months that I was in this industry, right, I really got a scammer. So I did guess that it's a scammer, but I didn't want to just assume, right? So obviously I still try my best. So like what you said, this person really gave me all the information, the criteria of buying property, and I also invested in finding the right property for him, Then he said, I'm going to China for a work trip. I cannot meet you now. Then after that I said, okay, when you're back then you let me know lah. Then during his so-called work trip to China, right, he keep messaging me, ask me about my day, send me photos of his food, about where he goes.
Oh, this one very invested, okay?
Yeah. Then I was like, okay, I don't want to lose this lead, so I will just reply, how, 希望你玩得开心一点, that kind of thing. Until 2 weeks later, by right, he was supposed to be back in Singapore, so I asked him again, can we meet up? Then he said, I'm stuck in China again for don't know whatsoever reason. Then I was like, okay, so when will you be back? I said, I'm unsure yet, but I need to take care of my kid here or whatsoever. Then I said, okay, then maybe you let me know when you're back lah. Then he said, okay. Then he started sending me more of all this random daily life thing. And then after I reached a point, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to ignore you. So fast forward to maybe about 4 to 5 months later, right? I decided to go and see what is this scammer doing. So I went to message this scammer. I said, hi, in Chinese, because this was a Chinese scammer. So I said, hi, 记得我吗? Then you know what this scammer said? Who are you? I was like, okay. That was fast.
So it's something very interesting. So apparently, right, last week, right, this buyer asked to meet me.
Okay.
So I said, okay lah. Then asked me to arrange for a viewing for him. I said, okay. I mean, I already more or less guessed that he's a scammer. So I said, okay, I have this property for you. So let's arrange on this Sunday. What time? I know he won't appear one lah. So he say, right? I said, okay, see me. Then I'm like, Then no reply, no nothing already. You see? Luckily, I never go and arrange for a viewing. Walao. If not, people will be like, wow, what's wrong with this?
I just told you, waste my time.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And that, right? So, I also met another scammer. Not myself lah. Okay. Someone close to me. Okay. So what happened was last year. Okay. I think this is a very common phone scam that happened, I think, for the last few years. So they will call and say, "Hey, 你记得我吗? Hello, 你记得我吗? Never say name Hello, 你记得我吗?
Okay.
So what happened was, this person said, 你是谁? Naturally, right?
Okay.
你是谁? 哎呀，你猜猜看哦. Then the person, sometimes you are
叫你猜猜看。
Yeah, 你记得我吗? 哎呀，你不记得我，这样你就没有心啦。that kind of thing. Yeah, so it guilt trip you. 你不记得我，就是没有心啦。Then because somehow the voices sound similar, you definitely have someone who has a voice that's quite similar to this one.
Okay.
So anyhow say a name ABC 啦你是 ABC 对啊，我是 ABC 咯。Then this person who is close to me, right, ask, 为什么你换电话号码？Then the scam was quite smart 嘞。没有，我就是换电话号码。我现在卡在马来西亚，没有办法，我要换电话号码。
Okay.
Then after that, talk a little bit. Then I think hang out after a while. He called her back again and then say, 我这边我卡在关卡，我需要一点钱呢，你可以转给我吗？ Can you transfer some money to me because I'm stuck at the Malaysia custom?
Okay.
Then because they know each other, right? Okay, pay now you lor. So a certain amount was being transferred over. A few $1,000s was transferred over. Next moment, this person called again. Then luckily, I managed to meet up with this person, and then we talk about it. She suddenly tell me about it. I was like, do you call back the old number and check whether is it, like did you really change the number?
Yeah.
Then she suddenly realized, oh yeah, why I didn't think of that. So she called. And then the person never changed number. That's when she realized she got scammed. And then she tried to get back the money from the guy because she didn't tell the guy that, I really know that you're a scammer. She tried to find ways to get back the money from the guy. She even went for a police report and everything. But then obviously the guy just went missing already Not get back the money. So I'm like, I think this is one of the very common phone calls that we get last few years. Because I also got one like this. Yeah, so what happened was, in the middle of the night, someone messaged me and say, hey, I'm this person, do you remember me or not? I say, why you change number? Naturally, I always ask why you change number. Then I'm like, example, I am AAA. They say, which AAA are you? Then you screenshot or I put an very old photo of AAA. It's like, oh yeah, because the name and the photo matches. So naturally, I'll think that, hey, mama, okay lah. Yeah, hey, how are you? That kind of thing. Then start calling me in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. Yeah, I start to
can I call you at 2 a.m. also?
You already messaged me at 1 plus already lah. So you call me at 2 a.m. You start to hala with me. Then I think that's how they actually start rapport with you. Then subsequently, I think that's when they will start to ask you for money lah. But because I find it, in the midst of the conversation, I find it a bit weird. Because of certain things that we say, it doesn't really matches with the characteristic of this person.
Okay.
That's when I start to message. While talking to the person, I message my another friend.
A mutual friend.
Yes, a mutual friend, and ask, hey, did this person change the phone number? And then because it's in the wee hours, right? Yeah. So naturally, no one replied to me lah. So I spoke to the person and I said, hey, I'm very tired already. Let's hang up. If there's anything else, we talk tomorrow. So wait till the next morning. I received a message from the mutual friend, and the mutual friend says that, no, that person never changed phone number.
Oh no!
So I called her and I say, ask her, did you call me last night? No, I called you for what? 2 a.m. I'm crazy, I'm sleeping. I was like,
oh no, somebody was impersonating your friend.
Yes, so I tell her, I think it's best you warn your family members that there's this person who's impersonating you. Then she, okay, that's when she start to, update everyone around them. And because this person who impersonate her, right, did not ask me for any money yet, but I'm worried they are using my voice. So I did warn my family members, if you receive any phone call that is from me, okay, but the number is different, please check with me.
Give you a call first.
Yes, call me first, double check with me. Because I wouldn't change the number for no apparent reason. Okay? Yeah.
I think the problem with a lot of us is that we are always very concerned about our family members. So if we do receive a phone call, right, regarding our family members, like example, get into accident, or get kidnapped, got into trouble at police station, I think our first instinct is, okay, what can we do to help them? You need money, okay, send the money.
Speaking of this, can I share another story? Oh my god, it's my story.
I love to hear stories.
Okay, so what happened was, one of my relatives, they're not very well educated, highly educated.
Okay.
So that was a few years back. They started, one day they suddenly call my dad and say, hey, something happened to their son.
Okay.
And this person said that because he's in a hospital, he needs a certain amount of money to go ahead with the surgery or something like this.
Okay.
Then my dad called me and say, hey, can you try to contact this person?
Okay,
this relative of mine, to see is he okay or not, because apparently the parents got this call.
And say that the son is in the hospital.
Correct. So I called my relative. I keep calling. But because I know the environment that they are working in is not suitable to bring a phone in.
I see. That's why it was uncontactable.
Yes, correct. So but then again, we also cannot take that for granted, saying that nothing happened to him, right?
Something may can.
Yes, correct. Might, we wouldn't know. So I keep calling a message. I haven't called the siblings and stuff. So after a while, right, starting to get worried, because time you know, when you want to save someone, right? Time is of essence.
Correct.
Then after that, luckily, he came out for a break.
Okay.
And he got his phone, and then he called me back and asked me, hey, what's so urgent? Why you keep calling me? I say, are you okay or not? He said, yeah, I'm fine, I'm working lah. So I said, okay, someone actually contacted your parents and claimed that you're you claim that you have been in an accident and you need a certain amount of money for a surgery. So can you quickly call your parents and tell them that you're fine? Then he called his parents.
Wow. Okay. Imagine the parents have immediately just transferred.
Correct. Hey, not true.
20K.
20K. Yeah, they asked for 20,000. Hey, 20,000 it's a lot leh.
Go Europe and come back.
Exactly. So so really, if I feel that if let's say you all receive such calls, I always call back to clarify and double check. Don't just blindly believe.
Yes. So I think why people are falling for all these scams, right, is firstly because of fear. Like fear that their family members get into an accident, trouble, whatsoever. They want to be the first to get them out of the problem.
Emotions, I think these scammers are very good at playing with emotions.
Correct.
So, you know, they know what kind of things actually triggers a person's emotion to cause them to react instead of think logically. So that's something that we have to keep ourselves in check.
Correct.
And not to be...
Because it causes us to be like very worried. We start panicking. We don't even think about what to double check anymore.
We need to be rational.
Yeah. But then again, like for example, if let's say if I have kids next time and someone call me and say my kid is in danger, I don't think I might be rational also lah. Yeah. So I can imagine why some of them fall into such scams. Yeah. But so, what I cannot understand is greed.
Hey, but it's really very enticing. Imagine you put in 10 cents, you earn $100. Who don't want?
But the thing is, we got such good deals.
Alright, so this is where. But then again, if let's say you're very desperate, imagine today you only have 10 cents, but you need $100 to pay for something else. Then you will definitely try to. It's the same as the GAMBLING, correct? You put 10 cents in hope of getting that 100. Correct? It's the same thing. It's just that this one goes direct to their pocket instead of the C.
This one is don't even come back at all. There's no chance.
Correct. So, but and what's more, they're very smart. They really throw out bits for you first.
They give you a bit first and keep it first.
Correct.
Then you like, this one also can earn. This one also can earn. Why not I put a bit more? Then like whether I can earn back even more than that.
True. Yeah, but this one is really based on greed, even for crypto also. Correct. I would say. Yeah, but
so imagine you can get a guaranteed 5% returns. Who don't want?
Exactly right. Even when I sell property, I also know that and tell you that next year the capital appreciation will go up. We won't know what will happen in future. So when someone tells you guaranteed that kind of, actually I scared one. Every time people tell me guarantee, I a bit scared one. Yeah. So that's one thing lah. And then how is more?
Loneliness those love scams. Yeah.
Yes. I think because a lot of people, as we age, I can imagine already. I really can imagine already. You age, then no companion, no kids with you, then all your friends one by one, they leave already, or you see Facebook lah, you see those people having holidays together with their loved ones, then you're alone.
You crave the companionship, you crave someone to also give you some attention.
So I think these people are very smart as well. They really do small talks with you. And
they make you feel loved, make you feel like you are being cared for.
Yes. That's why when they start doing small talks with me, I cannot take it.
For me, I don't waste my time doing
it. Exactly. I mean, you want to buy a property, come on, let's go and buy a property. You don't kind of start talking to me in small chats, I'm not here to seek love with you. Yeah. Actually, I don't understand why they want to. Is property agents so easy to 骗?
I don't know
I'm always receiving all this, even on TikToks,
Okay, but the thing is because our numbers are out there, our faces are out there, our names are out there. It's very easy for them to say, hi Rachel, hi Michelle.
Yeah, I know, but
and the thing is, they know that you will be likely to reply if they say they want to buy property.
Correct, but even if we buy property, CA has this regulation whereby we cannot come out with any money for our buyer or seller in terms of a transaction, right? So how are you going to scam us from there? That make us fall in love with you.
Yeah, make friends with you. The other day I call you, hey Michelle, sorry, I'm caught at I don't know where. I need 20k. Can you please send it to me ASAP?
Can I give you 20,000 rupiah?
I think if I'm in trouble, I have to call her.
Huh? What happened?
But yeah, I think it's all these emotions that the scammers, they know what you're lacking and then they attack on it. And for example, if let's say I'm lacking of love, I feel lonely, they give me the attention that I want, they give me the love that I'm craving for, right? Naturally, I will lean towards, being more friendly with them. And then as the trust and the relationship grows, then, when money is involved, I won't be so defensive lah. Yeah.
So, guys, I think most importantly at the end of the day, I think the most of the people that are being scammed, right? Okay, I think like example, love scam, phone scam are mainly elderlies.
That's true. They don't really have access to the social media, to the internet. They don't know that all the scams are ongoing. So when it happened to them, right, they also don't know how to react to it. They will just assume that it's real.
So I feel that it's important for us. I mean, for those of you right in front of here watching our podcast, I think you might not be aware, but actually a lot of people around us have been scammed.
Correct.
Or are in the midst of being scammed. Okay, like myself, I never thought that people around me or near me, right, or close to me will actually be scammed. I was actually very shocked when I received news that my someone close to me was actually being scammed. Not one but two. So when I hear that time, I was like shocked. I'm like, I never imagined that you being educated, okay, will be scammed. Okay,
it's true.
So
you never know.
Correct, you never know. So I feel that if let's say, regardless, is it a government official, okay, or whatever phone calls that you think is a bit fishy or has got to do with money, please talk to someone, regardless is a friend or family members, talk to someone or
check with them.
Yes, or we can call the hotline like 1799. Okay, 我已经在打广告了. 1799, call 1799, okay, to tell them that you received this call or you received this thing. Could it be a scam? I think that's very important.
Scam Shield app also can lah.
Yes. Okay, it's because I think this is very important because never ever just give your details or your password out so easily.
Correct.
Yeah.
Especially OTP, 2FA, all this never ever give to people. Even whether it's your parents, your loved ones, your friends. Yeah, you never know who you're talking to.
Correct. So try to speak to someone. Don't keep it all within you. Try to speak to someone and try to solve this. If you have no one to speak to, call 1799.
Correct. And actually, before you even do anything, just double check on the link, double check on the number. Yeah, if this person that they say that they claim to know you, right, go and check back the old number. Try to call back the old number, see whether.
Correct. I think that's very important because that's something I realized also. They always call you with a different number. Obviously, right, because they can't get the person's number, right? So if let's say the number looks different, it's not in your contact list, okay, and you know this person, hang up and call back that person, or while you're on that phone, message that person, hey, did you change your phone number? Correct. I think people will definitely reply you.
Correct.
Okay, let's say, actually someone is using your name to scam me now. Regardless whether is it intentional or I mean, of course it's intentional. Whether is it trying to get your voice or trying to get some details out of you.
Regardless of the purpose lah.
Yes, correct. I think it's good to verify.
And it also helps the other person know that somebody is impersonating him or her.
So you can actually forewarn your parents or your family members or your friends that there's this person that is trying to impersonate me. Okay, because sometimes I think I saw a lot of my friends posting on Facebook, right, that their Facebook are being hacked also.
Really? I also got a few friends that IG also gonna hack.
Correct. So I think it's good to warn people around you that hey, my account is being hacked or someone is impersonating me by using what number. If you can get the information, so double check with me and do not just send money out simply because I ask you to.
Correct. right?
Yeah.
So actually once in a while, right, I always send whatever news of those scams, right, to my family group chat. I say, hey, such a scam is happening.
Same.
Be careful of this.
Same.
Yeah, then even once in a while, then I don't hear any news, right, I will also tell my parents, hey, be careful, anybody call you, always double check with me.
Yeah.
So all this can be quite repetitive, but it's very important to just keep updating, especially the elderlies at home, remind them.
And try to talk to the elderly more because sometimes you never know, because they are afraid of disturbing you, right?
Correct.
They don't dare to tell you what is happening to them.
Correct.
So maybe sometimes over the mail, you just update them what is happening or talk to them. They'll suddenly just tell you what is happening. Hey, that day I just received this call. You don't know one. Out of nowhere, they can just tell you that. And then you'll be like, because of that, or maybe because of that conversation, you prevented them from saving money or losing certain amount of money.
Correct.
Yeah. So guys, not Chinese New Year. Guys, go back. Have a good dinner with your parents. Okay, your elderlies.
I mean, during Chinese New Year, you can also educate them lah.
Chinese New Year 过了. Okay, so have meals with your parents as often as possible. If you see any elderlies, talk to them, advocate this. Sometimes I do tell them, hey, if you receive a phone call not from me, but say that it's me, please double check with me.
And more importantly, especially to the elderlies, right, never ever scold them. Don't say that, hey, why are you so stupid? Or why are you so...
Yes, correct.
Yeah, because they will really feel even worse than what they were feeling.
Yes.
Then they will not tell you any more things.
Correct. Yeah, because I think a lot of them got their CPF money and everything so they tend to be the easy prey. Yeah, especially when they don't have a lot of internet knowledge, they don't have the current new world accessibility. So it's good that we actually talk to them and don't call them. Correct. Like for the close one also, I was very shocked, I was very upset, I was very angry, but when she asked me what am I supposed to do now, I stared at her and I was so speechless. I was like, we can only call the police. What do you want me to do about it now? Call the bank, stop the funds, try to get back the funds, call the police. That's all you can do. There's nothing much you can. But the chances of you getting back the money is
almost
zero. I can be very honest, it's almost zero.
But regardless, don't scold them lah. I mean, they already lose money.
Yeah, they're upset lah. But
the least you can do is just support them, emotionally. Be there for them lah. Because imagine you lost a lot of money. You will feel, maybe you might have depression. Right? I think I will have depression. All your life savings gone. Wow, I think I cannot. So be there for your family if let's say they happen to be in a scam. And make sure that try to make them feel less shitty about it lah.
So hopefully those of you that are watching our podcast wish that no one around you will get scammed. Okay, so please go back, talk to your family members, update yourself. Okay, be more cautious and don't give out your personal details so easily.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Never give out your OTP.
Yes, true. Okay, so that's all for today, and we will see you at the next episode.
And this is
ROD. Bye.